A lot of y'all don't know how hard it is to make a #1 song, but I'm going to let y'all know some of these songs that y'all be hearing on the radio, they not new songs, they old songs, but they got new voices on them. They be remakes, you know what I mean? They just call that digging in the crates when you find an old record and then you sample it. And you know, it's going to cost you a lot of money to get it cleared, but the people that's listening to it, for as far as the listeners, they gonna enjoy the song because the song already a chart-topping hit, and that's what a lot of the majors do. And right now, I'm finna talk about something that happened with Snoop Dogg and Marl and No Limit. You know, it was a lawsuit, and you know what I mean. It really got real ugly. But you know what I mean. Make sure y'all hit them cash outs, Mag promo. Check out some of my previous videos. Make sure you check out my affiliate links. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to some of my previous videos. Now I'm going to go ahead and give y'all this story, man. Well, back in the days when Snoop Dogg was over there at No Limit, they was doing a lot of songs, you know what I mean, making a lot of samples, remakes and stuff, you know. But you know, it was this song called Symphony, and Snoop wanted to sample it, you know what I mean, because he thought it was dope. So P gave him the green light and told him go ahead and sample it because, you know, he had like a $3 million budget to do whatever he wanted to. So they did the symphony, and, you know what I mean, it was a hit. And, you know, a couple years later, around 2001, Marl, Cold Chillin' Records, all of them got together and they went after No Limit, and they wanted their money because they was like, man, you sampled the song. So Snoop was like, nah, man, I thought we was cool, bruh. And they was like, nah, I don't feel that shit. I ain't feeling that shit Master P them doing down there. I don't like them No Limit beats. So, you know what I mean? Marl them didn't appreciate the art that Snoop had did. He thought like Snoop had rushed over the track and just played with it. You know what I mean? Just fucked over it. So, you know, they was arguing back and forth, but P was ready to drop a check on them, but they wasn't agreeing on what they was trying to give them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of niggas was trying to eat off of it. They basically wanted 80%, 90% of the record. You know what I mean? But they was slick about it. They waited till everything was done, and you know what I mean, pressed on the record. Then they went after them. You know what I mean? So it gave P them a nasty taste, you know what I mean? Because he had lawyers and deceased letters coming in all about this record. But you know, they couldn't pull it off the shelves because it was already flying. You know what I mean? It was flying everywhere. So, you know, them boys just, Marl them, they just wanted the paper. So they took them boys to court. And you know what I mean? They had big lawyers, bruh, and they was lining that shit up, man. And P, you know what I mean? He had Snoop Dogg up in there, and Snoop was in that bitch, you know what I mean, arguing that shit. That was Otis Redding song. That wasn't even motherfucking Marley song, because he took it from Otis Redding, you know what I mean? So, you know, it was a big argument about that shit, man. Who really, sampled the song, who they knew he sampled the song, but who sampled did he really use? So they was trying to figure that shit out, man. And Peter was just pissed off about it, but they knew they had to pay, but it was like they never dealt with some black niggas that was so, you know, greedy and shit like that. And, you know, it was a hit record. And, you know, Snoop was like, he didn't want to pay them niggas nothing, you know what I mean? He wanted to argue that it was Otis Redding. So they was basically trying to say, well, it wasn't Otis Redding. You used both of them. You sampled Otis Redding and that dude, shit, Marley Marl. So, you know, P probably had to pay, but it ain't really no information of really what happened. So, you know, they probably had to sell out for some cheese. That's why Marley Marl be laughing all the way to the bank. A lot of these old legends, they ain't dropped the tape ever since the 90s that was worth listening to. But sometimes people reuse their money. Reuse their songs and they get new money, like Slick Rick and a lot of these dudes, Sir Mix a Lot. You know what I mean? Their songs getting sampled right now, so they gonna be able to eat over and over. And Marl is one of them cats that don't gotta make a record because people gon' sample it. You know what I mean? But y'all young cats, y'all don't catch the sample because you was born in the '90s. You know what I mean? The song could have came out in the '80s, the '70s. You know what I mean? And they just chopped the beat up and ran with it. You know what I mean? Puff Daddy do it all the time. Most of all Master P hits same way. Same with Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? They use a lot of different old time people music, like George Clinton and stuff, Booster Collins and stuff. Them the ones that's getting paid off of hip hop. You know what I mean? It ain't these young cats. Look at Lil Foolio though. They using other people's songs like Fantasia. Fantasia getting the money because you used the beat. You know what I mean? You didn't get it cleared. You got to get the shit cleared first. Then you can use it, but you got to pay the people to clear it. Like the Isley Brothers and shit like that, you can get a hit, but you gotta pay them. And that's what Snoop Dogg was doing with No Limit on his album. And he had to pay out a lot of that shit, but he got fame. He still made some money, but not as much as he could have made. Peace of mind.